Alright, good morning students. So let us continue with chapter number 10, circles, and try and finish this chapter today. Okay, exercise 10.2. I have done quite a lot of problems. 10.1 I have finished, and now I'm just going to do a few of the remaining problems from exercise 10.2. Okay, so circles. This is chapter number 10, of course. Chapter 10, circles. This is exercise 10.2, and I'm doing some of the questions from page number 214. Okay, now just to do a few questions here, let us just say there is a circle. Prove that the perpendicular at the point of contact to a tangent circle passes through the center of the circle. Alright, so let us suppose we have a circle, okay, and we have a tangent to the circle. This is a tangent. O is the center of the circle. Let us suppose PT is a tangent. Okay. Therefore, this is the point of contact. It is going to be right angles according to theorem 10.1. Now, let us suppose, okay, for the sake of simplicity, just let us suppose that there is a line which is passing this way, and there is a point M such that MPT is perpendicular. Alright, what are we supposed to prove? First of all, given. What are we given? Okay, in circle with center O and radius R, okay, P is the point of contact. P is the point of contact. And PT is a tangent. PT is a tangent. Okay. Now, what are we supposed to prove? We are supposed to prove that OP, the perpendicular, okay, the perpendicular at point P, the perpendicular at point P passes through the center, passes through the center of the circle. This is what we are supposed to prove. Alright, now let us just see proof. Alright, now obviously you see, if you look at it carefully, we start with what is given. Alright, in circle with center O and radius R, okay, P is the point of contact and PT is the tangent. PT is a tangent and point P is the point of contact. Okay, point of contact. That means this is the point where the circle and the tangent touch each other. This is given to us. Alright, given. Okay, P is the point of contact, PT is the tangent. Now, according to theorem, first of all, you see, according to theorem 10.1, according to theorem 10.1, okay, OP will be perpendicular to the tangent PT, and measure of angle OPT is equal to 90 degrees. Okay, obviously you can see that according to theorem, the point, there's a perpendicular drawn through the point of contact. Okay, the radius drawn to the point of contact is always perpendicular. That is theorem 10.1. Let M be a point in the interior of the circle. Interior of the circle such that okay, MP is perpendicular to PT. Okay, MP is perpendicular. We are assuming that. Okay, M is a point in the interior such that MP is perpendicular. Therefore, measure of angle MPT is 90 degrees. Okay, now you can see there are two 90 degrees out here. That's not possible. Therefore, this is only possible if, okay, this is only possible if the two angles, that is measure of angle MPT is equal to measure of angle OPT, and both are 90 degrees. Okay, it means what? The perpendicular passes through the center. Therefore, OP and OM, okay, OP and OM must be the same. Okay, they must be the same ones. In other words, what can you say? That the perpendicular passes through the center O, through the center O. Remember this, that this MP, okay, and OP must be the same. It should be OP and MP. Okay, OP and MP. OP and MP must be the same lines. Only then the two angles can be 90 degrees. You can't have two right angles out here. That's not possible. That is only possible if these two are the same. That means this line segment MP and line segment MP must be the same. Then that means, therefore, line MP passes through the center. Okay, therefore you can say that MP passes through the center. Through the center. Okay, this is one proof which is important. Now there is another one which I want to also do here. Two proofs at least I want to do today. Prove that the parallelogram circumscribing a circle is a rhombus. Okay, so let us suppose we have a circle out here, and supposing I have got A, B, C, D, a quadrilateral and a circle with center O. Okay, the quadrilateral is circumscribing. Now what are we given here? We are given here, okay, what are we given here? We are given that quadrilateral ABCD circumscribes, that means it is outside. Okay, to inscribe means to be inside, circumscribe means to be outside. Circumscribes a circle with center O and radius R. Quadrilateral ABCD circumscribes a circle with center O and radius R. To prove that, now what are we to prove? That quadrilateral ABCD is a rhombus. Prove that it is a rhombus. Alright, we start with the proof. What are we given? We are given that quadrilateral ABCD circumscribes quadrilateral ABCD. Okay, in this case, here it should be parallelogram ABCD. Parallelogram ABCD circumscribes. Okay, to prove that parallelogram ABCD is a rhombus. This is the symbol for parallelogram. So parallelogram ABCD circumscribes a circle with center O and radius R. Okay, this is we are given here. Once again, what are we given? We are given a parallelogram ABCD circumscribes a circle with center O and radius R. To prove that this parallelogram ABCD is a rhombus. Okay, now parallelogram ABCD, okay, parallelogram ABCD circumscribes a circle with center O and radius R. We start with that. Okay, now if this is, you can see this, that this will be points ABCD. Suppose let us just suppose this is P, this is Q, this is R, and this is S. They are points of contact. Now we know that we have done one question in which CR is equal to CS, that is theorem 10.2, BS is equal to BP, AP is equal to AQ, and DR is equal to DQ, theorem number 10.2. And therefore we proved that AB plus CD, okay, therefore AB plus CD opposite sides is equal to BC plus AD, BC plus AD, okay. Whenever a quadrilateral circumscribes a circle, the sum of the opposite sides are equal. Opposite side means AB and CD. Sum of the opposite sides are equal. AB plus CD is equal to BC plus AD. Alright. Now, quadrilateral ABCD is a parallelogram. This is given to us. It is a parallelogram. Why? Because it is given. And by definition of a parallelogram, we know that opposite sides are equal. Therefore, AB is equal to CD, okay, and BC is equal to AD. By definition, opposite sides. Okay, now therefore substituting. Okay, substituting what? AB plus CD. Instead of CD, you can see in place of CD I can write AB. AB plus AB is equal to BC. Instead of AD, I can write BC. Okay, so twice AB is equal to twice BC. Therefore, AB is equal to BC. That means AB is equal to BC, adjacent sides. So if opposite sides are already equal, opposite sides are equal because it's a parallelogram. Now we have shown adjacent sides are equal. Hence, what can you say? That all four sides are equal. AB is equal to BC is equal to CD is equal to DA. Therefore, parallelogram ABCD is a rhombus. Is a rhombus. Okay? Is a rhombus. Why? Because in a parallelogram, if all the four sides are equal, then by definition it is a rhombus. Okay, now let me just do one more question where calculations are involved. Again, you see the two questions which I did just now are important, and the other two, the third question which I am doing today is also very important. Okay, we have got a triangle ABC, and a circle inscribed. You see, now this is called a circle is inscribed. Inscribed means inside. Okay, a circle is inscribed. O is the center of the circle. We have got a triangle ABC, triangle A, B, C. O is the center of the circle. The radius of the circle is given as 4 centimeters. Now, this is perpendicular. Okay, let us call this as E and this as F. Okay, let us just say this is E and this is F. Okay, and this is the radius. So this is 4, this is 4, this is 4. Radius of the circle. Also, we are given that this is 6 centimeters and this is 8 centimeters. Alright. Now, what are we supposed to find? Find AB and AC. Okay. Find AB and AC. Find the length of AB and AC. Alright. First of all, if you look at it carefully, okay, this is a right angle triangle. Okay. So, in this is 90 degrees. This is 4. Okay. So, let this be X. Let this be X. Okay. So, let AF equal to AE equal to X centimeters. Okay. Now, by theorem 10.2, tangents are always equal. Okay. So, therefore, CD is equal to CF is equal to 6. CD is equal to CF is equal to 6. And BD is equal to BE. BD is equal to BE is equal to 8. Okay, so this is also 8. Now these two are x. Okay, so what do we get? AB is 8 plus x. Okay, then BC is 6 plus 8, 14. All right, and finally AC is x plus 6. X plus 6. Now all I have to do is, if I want to find the perimeter of triangle ABC will be equal to AB plus BC plus CA. Okay, so AB is x plus 8 plus 14 plus x plus 6. So I get 2x plus 28. Okay, perimeter. Therefore, semi-perimeter S will be equal to, divide this by 2 and 2 will cancel out, so I get x plus 14. Okay, divide it by 2 because semi-perimeter means half the perimeter. So semi-perimeter is this, perimeter is this. Alright, perimeter of the triangle, semi-perimeter of the triangle. Now if I use now S minus A, okay, this is angle A, this is A, so therefore I get S is x plus 14, semi-perimeter, minus A is 14, so I get x. Okay, then S minus B is x plus 14 minus B opposite, this is x plus 6 minus x plus 6. Okay, so I get x will cancel out, 14 minus 6, remember 14 minus 6 will be 8, and then S minus C, x plus 14 minus C, okay, AC, x plus 8. If I open the bracket, 14 minus 8 is 6. Now area of triangle ABC is equal to, okay, according to Heron's formula, S into S minus A, S minus B, and S minus C. Alright, so we get, now if you take S is semi-perimeter, x plus 14, S minus A, B, S minus B, and S minus C. Alright, so you get 6 8s are 48, 48x, x plus 14 centimeter square. This is area of triangle ABC according to Heron's formula. Okay, now also area of triangle ABC, area of triangle ABC is also equal to area of three triangles. Area of triangle OAB plus OAC plus OBC. Okay, the three triangles, one triangle, two triangles, and three triangles. Okay, that is half OAB, half into base into altitude. Altitude will be 4, radius and into base will be x plus 8, plus half into base, half into altitude will be the same for this triangle also, x plus 6, okay, and then plus half into altitude of this triangle, and the base is 14. Okay, so half into 4 you can take out common, into bracket I get x plus 8, x plus 6 and 14. Alright, so this becomes 2 into bracket x plus x is 2x, 14 plus 14 is 28, 2x plus 28. Alright, now this is a result number 2, this is result number 1. Both are area of the triangle. Therefore, from 1 and 2, I can make them equal. Alright, so 2 into 2x plus 28 is equal to this one, root of 48x into x plus 14. Alright, so if I take out 2 common here, then this becomes 2 2s are 4. Okay, 4 into bracket x plus 14 is equal to, if I keep this as it is, 48x x plus 14. Alright, now if I want to remove the square root sign, all I have to do is square on both the sides. If I square 4 4s are 16, x plus 14 square. On this side the square root sign will disappear, x plus 14. Now remove x plus 14 from one side, so I get 16, okay, x plus 14, and here I get 48x. X plus 14 is cancelled from one side, on this side also, on this side. 16 3s are 48. So x plus 14 is equal to 16 3s are 48, 3x. 3x minus x is 2x is equal to 14. So x is equal to 7. Now if x is equal to 7, therefore AB, now what is AB according to this? AB is equal to x plus 8. X plus 8. 7 plus 8 is 15 centimeters. And then AC, we have to find, remember, AB and AC. So AC is x plus 6. Now what is x? 7. 7 plus 6 is 13 centimeters. And of course BC is already given as 6 plus 8, it is already given, and that is 14 centimeters. Okay, now this one is an important one. Make sure you go through this properly and calculate it. Actually do it in your notebook, only then you will come to know about this. Alright, now that's enough for this chapter. I've done most of the problems in the theorems. From tomorrow onwards I'm going to start with the second lesson of chemistry, that is acids and bases. Thank you. Have a nice day.